Liverpool bodybuilder Purple Aki dies at 64. Liverpool, August 27, 2025. Akinwale Arobieke, the bodybuilder infamously known across Merseyside as Purple Aki, has passed away at the age of 64. Emergency services were called to his flat on Devonshire Road, Toxteth, where he was found unresponsive and pronounced dead at the scene. Merseyside police confirmed the death is not being treated as suspicious, and a file is being prepared for the coroner. A life of notoriety and legal battles. Born in Crumpsall, Greater Manchester, Arobieke developed a reputation from the 1980s for an unusual obsession with muscular physiques, particularly those of young men. He became notorious for approaching them, often in gyms or public spaces, and touching or measuring their muscles. These actions, widely feared and retold as folklore, earned him the moniker Urban Myth in parts of Merseyside. In 2003, Arobieke was convicted of harassing 15 men and sentenced to 6 years in prison. A Sexual Offences Prevention Order, SOPO, was later imposed, prohibiting him from touching, feeling, or measuring men's muscles, asking them to perform squats, or entering gyms and certain towns restrictions deemed necessary due to the persistent and unsettling nature of his behavior. Despite the order, breaches continued. In 2015, he was found guilty of violating the SOPO by touching a man's muscles on a train journey from Manchester to North Wales. A successful appeal later led to the lifting of the order. Civil action and claims of persecution. In addition to criminal proceedings, Arobieke launched civil claims alleging malicious prosecution and misfeasance in public office by Greater Manchester Police. These claims, centered on what he described as a sustained witch hunt, culminated in a substantial settlement in 2022, just weeks shy of the trial date. A controversial legacy. Arobieke's life story straddles the line between fact and folklore. He was a figure both feared and mythologized. Stories abounded about him appearing in gyms or at train stations, plastic bag in hand, offering unsolicited muscle squeezes. Despite never being convicted of a sexual offense, judges, police, and media often described his actions as obsessive and intimidating, and he remained at the center of societal debates about personal autonomy, consent, and the limits of the law. Summary. Akinwale Purple Aki Arobieke's death marks the end of a decades-long, deeply polarizing public saga. His story, at once unsettling, tragic, and compelling, touches upon the intersections of obsession, criminality, civil liberties, and myth-making in modern British social history. His passing leaves behind a tangled legacy, one whose memory is unlikely to fade quickly. If you'd like to explore more perhaps about the legal ramifications of SOPOs, how folklore forms around public figures, or the personal impact on communities, I'd be glad to dig deeper.